All right, good evening. Let me just finish up moving a few things around here. All right, how y'all doing? It's 7 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. Another time to go live. My name is Dr. Tracy Gibbs. I'm the Chief Science Officer for LifeWise. I'm going to let everyone chime in here for a bit and join in. Give it just a minute. And then we are going to do tonight a couple of rank announcements. All the information wasn't compiled for Rob's training last night. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. Rob gives a training. Typically around the vision of the company and new trainings on new developments in our compensation plan. And he also does rank announcements. But last night we didn't have all of these compiled in time for his live. So I'm just going to give a few rank announcements before I start. And then we're going to talk about pain and natural ingredients and ways that you can alleviate pain and inflammation in your body. So that'll be the topic for tonight. So reach out to your friends, share this information, and let's see if we can't get a bunch of people to join in tonight. So before I get started, I've got some congratulations and some people to shout out to. We've got new rank advancements for last week. The new executive in the company is Bonnie Bacon. Congratulations, Bonnie. Good work. Thanks for sharing these amazing products and this wonderful opportunity. We have two new senior executives. We've got Ingrid Springer. Congratulations, Ingrid. Again, thank you for all your hard work. And Angel Schmidtke. Oh boy, I hope I pronounced that last name correctly. Forgive me, Angel, if I did not. It is Schmidtke. Schmidtke. I personally don't know you. So hopefully you're coming out to one of the regionals, Angel, so I can congratulate you and shake your hand and get to know how to pronounce your last name correctly. But those are our two new senior executives. And then we have a new silver I want to congratulate, and it is Alana Springer. Alana, thank you. A new silver, so you got the silver bonus pool. Hope you enjoyed that. I tell you, when I add up the pools, whether it's the silver pool, the bonus pool, sometimes it doubles my check. So the pools are a wonderful thing out there. I think the low end has been $79 and the high end has been over $200 or something for those pools. So what a great opportunity going silver. You get to participate in a couple of those pools. So congratulations, Alana Springer. All right. So those were last week's rank advancements. Congratulations to all of you. Let's talk about pain. Let's get going into tonight's topic. Tonight I'm going to be doing a special training, first and foremost, on our product Restore. This is, I think right now, our second, after Lead, our third best-selling product in the company. And yet I get a ton of questions on it all the time. And so I hope tonight's training is shared. I hope everyone has a better understanding of Restore and what an amazing product this is. This is one of my staple products for me personally. I take this product in the morning and I take it in the evening. I think it's got to be just my age. My wife says that I push it too hard or I work too hard. But I do. I have inflammation. Even though I eat pretty healthy, you guys, and again, I really think it's my age. I turn 54 in a couple of weeks here. April 10th is my birthday, so just before our Salt Lake City Regional, I will be a new 54-year-old. But I enjoy playing basketball, and it's not that it's a rough sport, although it seems like I'm always coming home with a new bruise or scratch or injury or twisted ankle or hurt shoulder or something. It is pretty rough, I guess. But I also do a lot of work in my backyard, and it's like heavy work. In fact, just a few days ago, I was coming out of my cold, I've had whatever's going around, this cough or anything, and it put me down for a day or two. And I just hate laying in bed. So I went out in my backyard and I started laying some concrete. I'm building a pizza oven, and it was 16 80-pound bags of concrete, and I didn't have a concrete mixer, so I had to mix them in my wheelbarrow. But I had to haul those from the Home Depot into the back of my truck, then from the back of my truck to the backyard, and then from the backyard mixing them. And holy cow, the next day I was feeling horrible. And sure enough, I'd forgot to take my Restore that day. But the next day when I was feeling horrible, of course, I took like 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon. I took 3 more Restore at bedtime. And the day after, so day number 2, which is usually the worst day for any of you guys that bodybuild or work out or train yourself to where you are supposed to split your muscles and then have a couple of Restore days where you rest. Day 2 is typically the worst day of pain after a heavy workout. But what was supposed to be my worst day of pain after 9 capsules throughout the day of Restore actually was one of my better days. I even showed my wife, look, I was jumping up and down and I was pain-free and things like that. This stuff works, and I'm going to teach you why it works tonight. So let's get right into it. I'm going to first read the ingredients of Restore, and they are found, if you want to follow along, right on the back of your box of Restore on the Supplement Facts panel. But Restore is in a base of black sesame seed oil, and many people may know already the medicinal value of black sesame seed oil, but it has been used literally in Ayurvedic medicine for years for pain alleviation, whether you rub it on topically or take a tablespoon internally. I remember my grandmother telling me to take black sesame seed oil when I injured myself. I mean, it's been around for a long time. It was a staple in my grandma's medicine cabinet, but she probably didn't know about how the Indians used it, but they used it for pain as well. It's got lots of clinical studies for heart health too. Mostly because of its anti-inflammatory properties around your arteries. It relieves inflammation, and inflammation is typically our major cause of pain, especially in an injury type situation. Then we have a couple of different types of curcumin in Restore. I know everybody raves about curcumin, which is the turmeric root extract. I want to share something interesting with you. We shop at Costco, among other places. And as I was in the Costco aisle, I never go to the pharmacy section, but my wife likes a little energy drink, which she'll be not buying once Lift comes out. And I'll do a separate training on Lift here in a while. But it's her energy drink of choice now that we don't have the energy drink from our former company. But we will have a new one here called Lift shortly. But anyway, so I was in that section buying this energy drink from her. And I was in the pain section where they have acetaminophen, Tylenol, Advil, Motrin. Right next to the Advil was turmeric root extract. Costco has found a creative way to sidestep FDA and claims about pain, and they just put the turmeric root extract not by their dietary supplement section, but by their pain treatment section, even though on the bottle there's no claims to alleviate pain. But guys, that's how effective curcumin, which is the extract from turmeric root, is. That's how effective curcumin is at alleviating pain and inflammation. Costco literally sticks it right in their pain department, which I thought was interesting. But it's not just curcumin that alleviates pain, you guys. There are different types of curcumin out there. And curcumin has very, very low bioavailability. So I'm sorry, Costco, but your turmeric root extract probably does not work. I don't care if you combine it with piperine or not. And most people have heard that when you combine turmeric with piperine, you get 100% boost in absorption. But I want to do the math. I want to share with you some math facts, all right, about curcumin. And you guys can all do the math with me. This is simple, literally first grade math. My 7-year-old can do this math easily in her head. Curcumin is about 5% bioavailable. Okay, 5%. So if you were to just buy a straight turmeric root extract containing curcumin, and you were to pay $39, $49, $59 for it, which is about what the prices go for, you're going to get 5% of that money in your body and efficacy, and the rest is going to be flushed down the toilet, okay? Now, most companies are aware of this, and most consumers are aware of this, and there was a couple of Germans that did a clinical study clear back, I believe it was in 2007, 2008, saying that, hey, curcumin, when combined with piperin, which is the black pepper extract, increases its absorption and bioavailability by 100%. Yay, everybody think that's cool, whatever. Guys, what's 100% more than 5%? 10%. Okay? So you have now doubled the efficacy of curcumin, which sounds great on paper, but again, going from 5% to 10%, you're still throwing away 90% of your money, and you're still only getting, 10% efficacy from an ingredient, which sucks. It's horrible. I wouldn't buy it. You're throwing your money down the toilet. 90% of your dollar bills are being flushed down the toilet, okay? Now, there's other studies out there showing, and I have one from UMass, the University of Massachusetts at Lowell, showing that liposomal curcumin is 1,000 times more efficacious than a DMSO extracted curcumin all by itself. You guys, what's 1,000% better than 5%, right? Now you're getting up into the 80 and 90% efficacy, which is about as high as you can get among pharmaceutical ingredients, right? There's nothing out there that's 100% efficacious. In other words, nothing that works 100% of the time. And when it comes to bioavailability, liposomes are 100% bioavailable, but I'm talking about efficacy. Something that's 80 or 90% efficacious is just crazy out there. So not only is the curcumin that we use in Restore, I'll show you the little soft gel packets here in this product, in Restore liposomal, but we use 2 different types of curcumin. We use one trademarked BCM 95. It's a 95% pure standardized curcumin, and that's that yellow curcumin that everybody knows that's in all the stores out there. We've just made it liposomal, so you're actually getting the benefits from it. But then we added the green curcumin because there are curcuminoids out there that people don't even know exist, that have been researched, highly studied, and yet they're really expensive. I mean, these things cost a lot of money, $400, $500, $600 a kilogram. And just so you guys know and are aware, I can buy a turmeric root extract that's not standardized for about $15 to $20 a kilogram. I don't buy it, but I can buy it, okay? There are curcumin extracts out there with bioperine, which is the black pepper extract, that are about $45 or $50 a kilo. And then you've got your highly standardized curcumins, which are about $95 a kilo. So think about that, 4 times more pricey to get a standardized 95% curcumin. But then you put that into a liposomal form, and you're talking $300, $400 a kilogram. So the cost of our raw materials, the reason why people don't do it and why you don't see liposomal curcumins out there on the market, like in Walmart and Costco and places like that, even hardly ever on Amazon, is because people just can't afford to build that type of product. But then you look at these green curcumins, you guys, that are $400, $500, $600 a kilogram, because number one, they're super rare, and number two, they're highly studied. So a lot of money is poured into clinical studies, which makes the cost of the raw ingredient much more expensive. But we've got 100% pure green curcumin, or green turmeric root extract, so not the yellow, but the green, that is derived from the turmeric essential oil. And it contains a really rare, it's a 45% standardized AR turmerone. Many of you may have never heard that word before, but it's a type of curcumin, but it's a little different, and they call it turmeric instead of curcumin. It's an active found in turmeric that is a cousin to curcuminoids. That is, and it's a liposomal form that is also in this product. So we're getting the two types of turmeric root extracts, the curcumin and the turmerones, both in this product, which makes it highly rare. And honestly, I don't know of any other company out there that's selling it. I've searched the internet for it. I can't find it. But I bought it, so if there, you can buy it. I know it's available. I think other companies just choose not to do it, and that's why I think Rob and I make such a great partnership in LifeWise is, Rob founded the company. It's his baby. It's his money. But he gave me full reign to buy what I want, when I want, and what I need to in these ingredients. And as co-founder of the company, it's literally, I consider it almost my sacred duty to provide the best of the best to you guys. And look, we tweak it. We make it work. We figure out a way to get it into your hands at a price that is as affordable as possible. And yeah, we made a little mistake. I think Rob can attest to this. And everybody out there that was with us in the beginning, when we launched Restore, we launched it at, I believe it was $45. And about a month into it, we were like, uh-oh, man, our cogs are so high, this isn't going to work. And we had to raise the price, Sorry, we did. It wasn't a huge raise, but we did have to raise the price. When we actually figured out, that this stuff is not cheap and it's expensive, and in order to be sustainable, we had to raise the price a little bit. But when we raised the price, we also gave a bunch of freebies and everything with it too, things that we knew we could afford to do. For example, even like these trainings and whatnot, there are companies that actually charge to train you on their products. I know it's insane, but it's true. All right, so we've got those two types of curcumins. On top of that, you guys, we have a special patented and trademarked Boswellia. Now, many of you know Boswellia by its more common name, frankincense. But when we're talking about Boswellia, you can't just take frankincense oil, although any essential oil users out there know that, hey, there's a saying, when in doubt, use frankincense, because frankincense cures everything. Not really, but it cures a lot of things, and here's why. There are over 65 known diseases of inflammation. Okay, frankincense is one of the best ingredients out there as an anti-inflammatory. And so the reason why frankincense is used so widely in so many applications is because there's a lot of problems out there caused by inflammation. I'm not going to list all of them. That would take too long, but they're out there, and frankincense works. But you guys, and I said this many, many times before in my training, it's not the herb that cures you. It's the active phytochemical in that herb that cures you. So you can take frankincense all day long, but if it doesn't have the active phytochemical components in it, in other words, if it's not harvested at the right time, if it's not grown in the right environment, if it's not tested to contain the active phytochemicals, it might not work for you. And so when I choose an ingredient, I take the guesswork out of it. I find ingredients that are highly standardized, that already have clinical studies behind them. And yes, they cost us more, but it's guaranteed to work for you, all right? So we have a particular type of frankincense. It's trademarked Boss 10. You can internet search that if you want, but just know that it's standardized to contain AKBA. That's a really long word. It stands for acetyl-11 keto beta boswellic acid. It's a rare form of boswellic acid that's only in certain strains of Boswellia serrata, which is the frankincense. You can't irradiate it. Most raw ingredient suppliers irradiate their ingredients when they come into the United States. You have to get special permission and special permits to have a non-irradiated product. And my supplier has jumped through the loopholes and taken that time to get that special permits to make sure that it's not irradiated. but it contains 40% of these boswellic acids, which is the highest standardization out there. I've seen 5%, I've seen 10, I saw one company have a 12%, but when I found this 40%, at first I didn't believe it. I had to study, I had to look into the company. Look, I consider the reps from that company my friends now because I spent so much time with them. They know me well. I scrutinize their ingredient up and down. And now I'm a customer of theirs. I buy their ingredient from them. And they've bent over backwards to get our product to us in time. You know, there was a time when we were sold out of this product. There's been times where we've been borderline sold out, but because of my relationship with them, they've jumped through. They've gotten us product in a timely manner. And we've been able to keep our shelves stocked with this product because of the relationship I built with this company. But again, amazing ingredients, you guys. All of these ingredients, by the way, are oils or lipid soluble, okay? So when we combine them in this soft gel, there's one more ingredient I want to talk about, it's PEA. But when we combine them in this soft gel, not only are we using a high pressure homogenization process, which creates what's called a SMEDS delivery system. This is part of our BET, our bioavailability enhancing technology. But it's a technology that we use at LifeWise, not all these ingredient companies, but we use at LifeWise in order to self-micro-emulsify or make these ingredients stable in a liposome. It's called SMEDS delivery technology or self-micro-emulsifying delivery systems. That's the delivery technique. You can Google SMEDS if you want. It's SMEDDS. The first D stands for drug, and so because this is not a drug, I usually leave that out of the word. But it's self-micro-emulsifying drug delivery system is what SMED stands for. If you do an internet search on it, it'll come up on Wikipedia for you. It is a valid, proven scientific method to create stable lipid particles in a lipid base. And that's what's inside of these little soft gels here is that technology. So let's go on last to the PEA. I've done separate trainings on PEA, and you guys know I could spend a full hour on PEA because I have. That is up on our YouTube channel. If you want to be trained just on PEA, which is a cousin type of cannabinoid. It's not CBD, it's not hemp or marijuana derived. It actually comes from cruciferous vegetables. But it is a type of cannabinoid similar to what's found in your body. PEA is not, it's not pea. I'm not talking about a legume here. I'm talking about palmitoylethanolamide. That is a tongue twister word. I said it right, and I don't want to say it again because if I say it twice, I might mess it up. But this palmitoylethanolamide, we just call it PEA because it's so difficult to say. But it's one of the best anti-inflammatory and pain relievers out there in the industry. I had to throw this into our Restore product just because it's so efficacious. It has nothing to do with curcumin. It has nothing to do with Boswellia. It's a completely separate ingredient that blends so nicely with the other two, and it's kind of a dark reddish color, and it's actually what gives our capsules the color, guys. We don't use any coloring in these capsules. If you break this stuff open, it's going to be kind of a dark red color, just like what you see here. I wouldn't do that though, it stains, okay? So one of the reasons why we put it in a soft gel and not a liquid that we could squirt in your mouth is we didn't want to cause problems, tooth staining, because it would stain your teeth, it could stain your clothing. I've got a nice white leather chair that I sit on here, and I would not want to stain that chair, so we put it in a soft gel capsule. And because of the delivery, the SMEDS delivery technology, we want this ingredient actually to go through your digestive tract and assimilate in the upper portions of your small intestine, where it can then enter the bloodstream quickly and not be destroyed by the stomach acid. So PEA has multiple clinical studies on it, over 21 human clinical, published peer-reviewed clinical studies on PEA. So When you combine all of these together, you guys, I believe that you get one of the most effective anti-inflammatory pain relieving products on the market. And I have said this before with my other products, and I'll say it again. You know, I draw the line in the sand. Challenge me. I want you to find one company out there that has both types of curcuminoids, the green and the yellow curcuminoids, that has the black sesame seed oil, that has boswellic acid, a highly standardized Boswellia that contains AKBA, and a standardized PEA extract at the dosage we have. Again, we've got 15 milligrams. I know I just let out some proprietary information, but it's the clinically proven dose of PEA that's in those 21 published peer-reviewed clinical studies. So when you combine all that together, nobody's got a product like ours. There is nothing out there like this on the market. I don't care if you take THC-laced CBD products. It won't work as good for pain as this product does. I don't care if you take ibuprofen or acetaminophen or whatever for pain. I can actually show you a clinical study, and I kind of put it right here on the back of our box here. A lot of people don't know what this represents. It's one of our frequently asked questions, but this is from a clinical study comparing this product to 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen. Now, I don't know anybody out there who takes 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen. I assume if you are coming off of opioids, or if you have had like a back injury and have chronic back pain, maybe that's prescribed by the doctor, because that's actually like Tylenol 3. Tylenol 3 is 800 milligrams, which is prescription. But I guess if you take a couple of those a day, you're exceeding 1,000 milligrams. But this was a comparison study with 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen, and it was equal to or better in its pain relieving properties than 1,000 milligrams of acetaminophen. That's a clinical study, and you can read it if you want. Again, it's posted here on our actual packaging, but I can put a link out there. Maybe I'll do that on Facebook, and you guys will be able to link to that study and read that. So it's pretty cool. It was a published study. It's great. It's out there on the internet. Anyway, I draw the line in the sand. If somebody else has something better out there, then I'm going back to reformulate, but I would be confused because I wouldn't even know what to formulate better, because this by far is the best pain relieving product I've ever formulated in my entire 31-year career. I'm super happy with the formula. I'm proud about the way it works. And I would love if you guys would share it. There are so many people. We have a pandemic going on in this country right now. President Trump, how many years ago? 8 years ago, when he first took office, talked about the opioid pandemic and started instituting laws and making policy to try to get people off of opioids. With our new administration, unfortunately, the opioid pandemic is back. I don't know if it really ever left. Policies were working, but a lot of those policies were forgotten with the new administration, and it is back in full swing again, and we're getting tons and tons of people dying every year from overdosing on opioids. They don't need it. There are alternatives out there. So please share your story. Share this product because it's needed. I implore you, I plead with you guys to share this. You don't know what an amazing product you have on your hands until you've had an injury yourself and start taking it. Anyway, that's all I have to say on Restore, at least for tonight anyway. Thank you guys for joining me for another session of In the Lab. I will see you all next week. One last little thing I've got to throw in here. If you have not registered for the Salt Lake City, the Kansas City, or the North Carolina event, I encourage you to do so. Please get with, if you don't know how to register, talk to your upline, contact me, message Rob, get on the Hope Brokers page, whatever, and say, hey, how do I register? Let us know which event you're coming to, and please RSVP for those events. I'm sure Rob has covered it already many, many times. Greg and Sylvia have too. But if you want to rank up, if you want to advance in your ranks and advance in your income at LifeWise, you have got to have the tools necessary to do that. And you get those tools at these events. Okay? Enough said. Thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate all of you. I love my LifeWise family. You all have a good evening. Good night.